I am going to have a bit of a rant here and be Miss Cranky Pants. Not because I want to be hateful to people, but there are certain people who need to wake up. So, without further ado, here's our topic. And that is, why do people think that small business people, especially artists and craftspeople, are not real businesses? And I say that because we're treated so nonchalantly in a way that no one would dream of treating General Electric or even the grocery store. It's as if we don't count. So either they're asking us to do stuff for free or nearly free because we'll get exposure, or they eventually pay us when they darn well get good and ready, which doesn't help us any because we have bills. And unlike some of these people, I take paying my bills on time very seriously, no matter who is sending the bill, whether it's a small business or a major corporation, or money for the local health center so I can see the doctor. I pay my bills on time. But it's like some folks have this notion that one day us craft people, us artists, we're just sitting there and then we go, hey, I know, I got a great idea. We can play small business. Oh, that sounds like fun. Yes, it does. And since we're just playing, it doesn't matter about deadlines. No, or whether or not we get paid on time, or even if we get paid at all. Now, this is not just artists. I will say I have other friends who are small business people, and they're not artists specifically, but they're in similar situations. And they also report having to send out reminder after reminder after reminder so they get paid. Now, these are all people who hold a very, high level of quality in their businesses. They do everything professionally. It's well done. They take pride in their work. So it's not a question of somebody not paying because they felt the work wasn't done properly or wasn't finished. It's because they're just kind of like, I'll pay you when I get around to it. And one person, well, I'll just give you this real life example that pretty much says it all. One person really, really loved an artwork I'd made. And since I knew she was a single mom, I offered her a discount on it and a payment plan. So it was like, equivalent like putting something on layaway or whatever. So instead of asking the equivalent of $150, I asked for the equivalent but $120 and said she could pay me a bit every month. So the person showed up with a friend and say, I've got to have my friend help me take the artwork home because it's big and it needs to go in a car. Okay, maybe she's a wimp, so fine. So then she heads out the door with the artwork without having handed any money to me. And I was being wimpy, so I didn't want to embarrass her in front of her friend, so I didn't say anything. Now, if this happened now, I would not let the artwork out the door, but and I thought this person was someone I could trust. So then, okay, the next couple months she comes along and pays her installments. I think, okay, we got off to a rocky start, but yeah, it's fine now. And then she went a couple months without paying anything. But she slipped up and admitted she'd gone to the most expensive boutique in town and bought a $100 t-shirt at the same time that she couldn't pay off the $100 she owed me for the artwork. So that was tacky. So one thing led to another, and I called her and tried to make my point in a polite manner, and her answer was, yeah, I can pay you some if I get around to it. That's when I gave her a very colorful explanation of why she would be paying me very soon, and that she'd better get around to it very soon. So, and of course, the next time she wanted a favor from me, she suddenly found that she did have the money to pay off the art. Now, this is a bit of an extreme case, but still, it's also not that uncommon. Oh, well, when I get around it. Do you think anyone would tell the electric company, oh, I'll pay my bill when I get around to it? Well, if they had that attitude, they'd probably be sitting in the dark. So, of course, they get around to it. And I'm not talking about people who've suddenly lost their job or they had a bunch of doctor bills or something, an actual emergency so that they couldn't pay. I'm talking about people who could but chose not to because they didn't take it seriously as an obligation. So if you're an artist or craftsperson or any small business person, you've got your bills to pay. You've got your studio you rent, or you've got the electric bill, or you have to buy art supplies. It's perfectly reasonable to get tough with people. So it's not that, oh my gosh, you're an old mean thing. It's like, hey, you pay me for my artwork or my time, or the lesson I gave you, or whatever it was, on time. Not when you get around to it. So that is my rant for now. I'm not in a bad mood. I'm actually in a good mood, but I did need to get that off my chest. So see you later, folks. Bye.